Morning. Vic Cool from Canada, subscriber, sent me this on Facebook. I would imagine it's his local park, but it's very, very nice. But it looks like a park over here in the UK, in Surrey. But wherever it is, it's a very nice picture. But trying to make it into a painting is another thing. I won't put all the trees in, far too many. I'm not sure that I like that in the middle. And I should probably put another bit of a beach here. I'll try to make a painting of it rather than a copy. I don't like copying. I'll just have some fun with it. It's obviously a spring picture. But I don't know, I might even turn it into an autumn scene. But if you send me photographs, you've only got yourself to blame if I don't do them as you want them. Your favourite view, because I mess up. Right, I'll put that to one side here. And another thing I wanted to show you, I've mentioned my great friend Fred Gillespie. I've known Fred for about 30 years from Carl Shorten and Wallington Art Group, but he's now with a very old friend of ours whose husband died some years ago. A great friend of mine, my best man. And Fred is a great watercolour painter, and you can Google him, Gilllispie, Fred. Quite traditional, but superb at what he does. He spent his life most of his life as a sign writer, and he used to demonstrate gilding on glass. An inventor, and originally a scientific instrument maker, very, very good with his hands, very clever guy. And he invented this, very simple. Look, it's a square that you can take out with you. Let's just zoom you out a bit so you can see what I'm showing. It's just a square piece of steel, magnetised steel, and you take it out and you hold it up horizontal, and you can get your roof lines. Got a bit of a rule that clips on, and then you can get your angles right, and you can construct your painting if you ever wanted to do so. Fred marketed these years ago. We all bought them. I don't think I've ever used it outside, but I have used it indoors on photographs, so you can transfer it to your paper. But a great idea. He also invented a mould to make plastic lap palettes that would go over your knees. And you had loads of mixing pots, but you know, I find that the more intricate the art material, the more complicated it is. And there's my palette, or one of the two palettes I now use. This one is the traditional one that I demonstrate with cadmium yellow, raw sienna, alizarin crimson, light red, ultramarine, burnt umber, Payne's grey and burnt sienna. Cheap plastic display, food display tray. Winsor & Newton Cotsman watercolours, except that one, the cadmium yellow, that's artist quality. But the light red and the burnt sienna, they're very, very strong colours anyway in the student quality. I've been using them on and off, well, I've been using them solidly for 4.5 years now. It's my basic palette for oil or acrylic, but I add greens. But I've also added Hooker's green to the watercolour palette too, to extend the range of greens. I used to use it a lot, but I stopped for many years. Mainly due to Ron Manson's influence. Alright, okay, so I haven't painted since last Saturday. I've been away on the south coast with friends. Oh, I'll show you something else I bought this morning. I've got my easel, my Frank Herring easel, where I bought a bucket. It's a small half-size bucket, or 2/3 size bucket. Plenty of water in there, hanging from the easel. I hope it doesn't tilt the easel forward and flood my feet. But anyway, we'll wet the paper all over to start with, no drawing. Okay, so we'll put in a bit of sky. So a bit of sienna just to warm things up. But the sky is quite plain blue. The sort of sky I don't really like, but for painting. Still very cold in the UK. It's spring, God, 4th of May, and we've got big coats on. Right, okay, so we'll put a bit of a blue wash over that, but nothing that will detract from the painting, but we'll make it slightly bluer in the lake, pond, river, whatever it is. Right, let's re-stretch the paper. I tried to do this one yesterday, but we went a bit wrong, so I'm painting on the back of it. And I scrapped the video. Right, well that'll do. I'll give that a bit of a dry. It's a bit wet. Well, while it's wet, I'll just add a bit more colour in this foreground. Okay, no more than that. I've got an elastic band stretched across the bucket, but I'm going to use a bit of nylon. It's a bit too springy. Right, let's give that a bit of a dry, so mute your sound. I'll make the horizon lower, I think. Needs a bit more of a stretch. Right, okay. No need to stretch your paper. Now I'll put in some background. Now I want the background to look distant, so I'm going to mix it with a bit of red, the blue, a bit of red, blue, red, distant colour. Bit of yellow in there, I think. Sort of bluey green. Try to leave some sky holes for the birds. I'll go a bit more green. And I'll warm some of this up with some sienna, I think. Yeah. Strengthen it up a little bit. Right, okay, so a bit of red, bit of sienna, bit of blue, a bit of yellow. The shadow of the trees here, and I'm going to flick out some trunks. A bit of red and a bit of blue in there. I mean, after all, we are painting distance here. Okay, well, I'll let that dry for a little bit, and we'll put in a bit of yellow for the leave a bit of sparkle. So that's our distant bank there, and we'll put in a bit of dark. Just the bank here. See, this is a good way of painting all the distant trees. We can put in a few dark chunks there just to break up the monotony. Okay, that's quite a good start. I'll let that dry for a minute. Now I'm going to put in, I think the water goes down here, so I think it's sort of a, I don't know what it is. Watch this space, folks, we'll find out. Let's have a bit of Payne's grey in there. I'll just put in a bit of that, and then we'll have some Payne's grey, burnt sienna, a bit more yellow. Okay, that'll do, and we'll just get a little bit on there. All in the shadow from those trees. Right, a bit over the other side here. Right, so that will do for that. I expect we could just put in a little bit of blue in there, just on this bit of shadow. Just some sort of bushes that aren't obvious in the photograph, but I know you'll see bits and pieces in the wood. Right, I'm going to let that dry a little bit. I'll give it a hand, put the brush in the water, headphones off. Well, we'll put a little bit of texturing in. I don't know, I stick to the hake really, but I've got this brush here, which is just a cheap nylon brush. I have a swig of tea. My green isn't very green, not bright enough really, it's more yellow than green, but never mind. Just put a little bit of texturing in. Don't know if this will work. Yeah, just easier than it just makes things complicated, doesn't it? So we'll scrub that one. I'll keep that for the acrylics, I think. Okay, so I'll just squeeze the water out of the hake. Never pull the bristles, just squeeze the water, and then you can dry the rest on your cloth. So let's put in some background trees. So we'll have a bit slightly blue. Oops, a bit wet. Oops. I might have to go over that with something. So, that's not very good. So we'll use a bit of sienna. I'm using a bit of yellow and a bit of raw sienna. That colour tends to suggest distance, light catching a few. Right, that'll do. Right, now we've got to put some branches and trunks and things up here, coming out of here. Don't know what sort of trees these would be, but right, let's try to put some spongy stuff on top of that for some, I suppose I'll call it spring greens. Right, let's just get some darker bits in here. I'll put the reflections in last. Okay. Right, that'll do for that. We've got some sticking up. Right, just darken that a little bit. Don't want them to merge too much into the background. We'll put a couple in here. Got some of these in here. But just stuff like that. Just bit of shadow there. Right, okay, a few more in there. See, the hake does so much. Texture, thin branches, impressionist looking branches. And now we've got some sticking up on here, so we'll go a greeny grey for them. Right. Can't do all of these, there's just too many. Just thicken this up a little bit. Get some warm dark on that side, I think. Try to put some shadow on. this nice one, nice and thick. Right, darken the base. Put another one of those. Just put this one, I'm just sketching these on. Dry, the brush is very dry. Right, I'm going to put another one here. It's dark, blue and umber. I'm going to take the one over there. A lot of stuff up here where all the branches meet. I can't see what I'm doing. The paint, the wet paint is reflecting the light. Okay, we'll okay, that'll do. Let's clean the brush, put in a bit of reflection. So what I'm going to do that is just to wet right, we'll put in a bit of that nondescript colour. And when that dries, I'll put in some darker bits in there. Just let all that merge. And then when that's going off, I'll put some the heavier reflections back in that. Okay, let that go, let it dry off. Now, I want to put in some, I'm going to dry the top here. I don't want my sponge work to run into the trees. So it's just a little bit damp. I'll just roughly where okay, that'll do for the moment. Anything I want to add on to that. Right, the sponge, with the sponge, we're going to have some nice greens, so lemon yellow, or cadmium yellow, bit of sienna, a bit more wet, I think. Oh, there we go. Might put a bit of rigger work in some of this. A bit more blue in that. A bit darker. And then a lot of stuff up here. I'll just bring those up a little bit more there. So we're all the same. Right, okay. We need some bit of texture on those. Bit of texture on these. I don't know what they are. Bark. Right, okay, that's a bit of rigor in a minute. Just want to put in a bit of shadow. Right, I'm going to just do a bit of rigor work on that and then call that one finished because there's not much else I can do with it. Oh, I reckon that'll do. Put some twigs, bit of detail over here, just get a lot of stuff at the base of trees, a lot of trees. Right, that'll do. Put a signature on it if it's worth it. And I'll put it in a mount. Oh, we can like a couple of birds flying here and there. Trying to get the horizon. I might go back to acrylic shortly and do some impressionist landscapes. Oh, some abstract landscapes. Right, let's just take the bucket off. Okay. Oh, well, there we are. I've left out a lot of the trees. I think when you're working from photographs, you've got to simplify them. You can't put it all in. I think this is a bit muddy, but hey, it's not my picture. So I hope you got something from that. Let's zoom in. Oops. Okay. Let's go around these trees. You can see what I've done on those trunks. I've put a bit of texture on with a sponge and a little bit of rigger work at the bottom. And the background, well, let's go across the horizon there. And to that little bank I invented. And my sponge work. And just a few strokes with the rigger. Oops. Don't forget to have a go with the sponge. You can do an awful lot of texturing with it. And it does give a realistic look. So I don't know where this is in Canada, but I'll call it Waterscape from a photo by Vic or something like that. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye bye.